welcome to my show. Yeah, happy Independence Day or whatever the fuck. Hope you're having a good one. Probably I'm not gonna get a fuck ton of people watching my show today because everybody's out like doing America shit, like barbecuing, and drinking Budweiser because we don't really have a real culture here in the United States. it's yeah, it's fucking funded and backed by blind consumerism and anyway. So many of you know that I am a traveler, a long-term traveler. I travel alone most of the time. It's probably it's pretty rare for you to see me traveling with somebody on my channel when I do my edited videos or whatever. Of course, that Satan is always at my side, so that's the exception. But yeah, so I guess we're traveling solo with dog. And I'm not saying Satan isn't very fucking important. So one thing that a lot of people ask me, and it kind of seemed like it would go well with yesterday's live stream, is how do you pick where you want to go? Like, how do you decide where your next destination is, etc.? And I kind of typically will just be like, what do you mean? Like, what? Why are you thinking about it that hard? Because that's not really how I travel. I don't have like an itinerary like, oh, I want to go to this city and I want to see this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. That's not my style. If that's your style, then cool. But so I guess I wanted to just talk a little bit about how I figure out where I want to go, why I want to go there, and some of the tools of the trade, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to check in and chat, see what's going on. Good morning to the folks on the West Coast. Good noon to all of ye in Central Standard Time, and good afternoon for those of you living in the future on the East Coast. Hi, hello. Rachel says, love these raw live streams. Hell yeah, good. I'm glad. Because I'm like really not planning these out at all. I used to, when I would do certain live streams, like write out some notes and basic outline of what I wanted to talk about, but I stopped doing that. I'm kind of just farting, and it doesn't seem like anybody really minds, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Because, yeah, nothing matters. Nothing matters anymore. Yeah, so I guess when I'm out on the road, I'm not really planning things ahead. I kind of just like arrive in a place. Oftentimes it's somewhere that I've never fucking been before, and just kind of feel it out from there. Like traveling the way that I do, I travel in a few different ways. Sometimes I'm hitchhiking, sometimes I'm riding trains, sometimes I'm driving in my car or a car, or sometimes in my school bus, which needs a little bit of work before it's road ready again. But yeah. Dave says, hey, Corn Daddy, looking fly today, homie. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. A little boost of confidence there to get me going. I feel like I also could use another cup of coffee. But yeah. Yeah, I probably could use another cup of coffee. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm just gonna fix up a cup. Let's see. Places to be. A lot of times, funny enough, a lot of times I go places because people tell me not to go there. Like, actually, that's what happened with Slab City. A lot of people were like kind of telling me about how shitty it is, and they're like, "Don't go there," blah blah blah. And so of course I was like, "Well, I have to go there now because you told me not to, and that it's dangerous or whatever." And then I ended up living there for 7 years, and that's still where my address is. And yeah, I love it. If you never went anywhere because somebody told you, or yeah, if you didn't go places because somebody told you not to go there, then you would never fucking go anywhere, right? Like, every single place somebody's talking shit on it. So yeah, that's one of the defining things about where I like to go. If a lot of people mention a place, like, there's obviously something to it, and I think that there's like shitty aspects of everywhere you want to go, but there's also hidden secret gems of those places that maybe the person who was talking shit on that place didn't discover, or maybe it just wasn't their thing. So yeah, or what I used to do before I ever carried a smartphone, when I was like fresh on the road, every time somebody would tell me about a cool place that they like to go that like kind of piqued my interest, I would just get the town name or city or destination name and write it down on my dashboard in Sharpie. So like, after my original minivan only lasted, I think, my first year on the road, but after like that year, I had fuck tons of destinations written on it. Like, I don't think that I've ever in my whole life gone to a website like with tourist destinations like TripAdvisor or some shit. Like, never in my fucking life. It's just not, I don't know. I like stuff off the beaten path, and I think I'm pretty good at finding it. So like, really the best way that you can find and discover crazy places that you're not going to hear about on TripAdvisor is just to like go places and meet people. Just kind of foodle about the world like an ignorant bimbo or himbo or thembo, whatever it is that you identify as. I've been trying to channel my thembo energy like big time lately, as in the past year, and God, I've never been happier. Just a dumb dummy fucking staggering about the world, and that's when I find the absolute best shit. Actually, I never thought that I would like New Orleans so much, because it's a big city, and I don't really like big cities very much. Ooh, all the instant coffee is stuck on the bottom. But you know, I didn't let that like dissuade me from wandering over here and spending Mardi Gras here last February. And yeah, was it overwhelming a lot of times? Yes, it was. Absolutely. Did I have absolutely no idea how to conduct myself in this particular society? Yeah, I guess so. I you know, had a little bit of trouble adjusting socially, but after becoming acquainted with the place, I've just continuously been surprised by all of these wonderful places. I've discovered a lot of dive bars and locations that like have impacted me forever. Places that like really defined my experience here last I was here. Aaron says, I love the Sharpie destination thingy. Hell yeah. I just like fucking write shit down on my fucking dashboard. And then while I'm driving around, if I'm like, where do I want to go next? I'm so bored. And then, I just like see on the dashboard, be like, hey, Taos? That's actually like not too far out of the way. Maybe I should go do a little drive through Taos because that one person that I was talking to mentioned it like 5 months ago when I was nowhere near New Mexico, but now I am. And actually, Taos was pretty cool. I wish that I had had more time to like meet some folks because I know that there is like an Earthship community out there, and I have certain other ties as well. But I did not get to go out to that. Maybe next time. Another thing that was brought up in my Discord server, if you're not in the Discord server, you should go and join it so that you can join our conversations. There's a link in the description next to the PayPal and Venmo links. And oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna what's the word? Divert, I guess, from what I was just about to say. I just realized this morning while I was checking my Teespring account and seeing if anybody bought t-shirts that there's a sticker available that says fuck off in like, yeah. So I added the link. It's in the description if you want a sticker that says fuck off to put on, I don't know, your phone or whatever, your computer. They're great, so you should order one. Yeah, fun shit. Oh man, and Captain Grimm's on it. Yeah, I totally forgot about those. Okay, now what was I saying? Oh yeah, in the Discord server, which you should join, there was a couple of suggestions about things that I could address in my stream, and one of it was actually one of the questions was submitted by Dave, who's in chat right now, and he was suggesting that I could talk about different apps and stuff that I use for finding places to be. And it's really not, it's not fucking rocket surgery, really. I use this app called Free Roam that somebody turned me on to like last year, and that's been really fucking useful for finding places that you can camp for free or cheap, and there's like different filters that you can use to get different kinds of results. Like you can put up a filter that filters out all of the most expensive campgrounds, or you can only look at state forest campgrounds or only look at free places. And there's another setting you can do that changes like the map to highlight certain types of things like BLM land. And if you don't know what BLM land is, you should, especially if you're trying to travel for free or cheap, because that's like one of the most important things to know if you're trying to boondock, which if you don't know what boondocking is, that's camping for free, basically, mostly in an RV or a van or whatever. Some people are backpacking. I guess boondocking is specifically in reference to like vehicle camping. But yeah, BLM land is Bureau of Land Management, which means that it's public land. It's for public use. It's set aside specifically for that purpose. And it's all over the place, maybe not as much on the East Coast, but there's a lot of it in the Midwest to the West Coast. And I mean, there is BLM land on the East Coast, but it's pretty fucking few and far between. So, yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. You're allowed to stay on BLM land for up to 15 days without paying anybody or reporting anything. You don't need a license for it or whatever. It's just like your fucking American right. So I guess, since it's like America Day. Yeah, it's your God-given right as a fucking freeborn American to access that BLM land. So go and use it because it's awesome. And the thing is too, like if you've been there for 15 days, you've enjoyed existing in your cool RV with your solar panels, and you don't need to go into town and plug in and shit. Um, you can, I mean, or you don't need to have power, I guess. I just would like power because I like technology. But you can literally just like drive a few miles away, set up there, and stay there for another 15 days. I don't know what the specific rules are, but like in a lot of these places, there aren't fucking park rangers like checking in on you. People that have posted up on BLM land for like a while. I've known people that have built fucking houses on BLM land and nobody fucking noticed. Like for years, some people, and or they just can't care. I've personally stayed on BLM land for like way longer than 15 days on a couple of occasions, pretty much just like living out in the fucking bush, going into town for groceries as I needed to. That's pretty great. So that's kind of the biggest trump card in my fucking arsenal is just like look for the BLM land. Another one is looking for abandoned land that's not being used, that's out of the way, where nobody's just really going to notice you at all or be bothered by your presence. And for that, a lot of times I'll gather intel from people that are in the area or based locally that know. They'll be like, oh yeah, that industrial site hasn't been in use since like the 90s. Nobody gives a shit about it and whatever. And like I'll check it out. Or also on Google Maps, like don't underestimate Google Maps on satellite view. You can scan and scope out for places that you can go camp and or park that that people are just not going to notice you there. There's another good way to find bandos, which if you don't know what a bando is, that's an abandoned place. So it's a good way to find that. Campsites, bandos, BLM land. A lot of times people will suggest parking at like Walmarts and stuff, and you can't do that anymore. Most Walmarts aren't 24 hours since the COVID, so that's not a viable option anymore, which kind of sucks because that was the first place that I ever fucking squatted when I first became homeless. And well, when I first became homeless with a vehicle in Minnesota growing up. 24-hour fitness, yeah, you can technically crash out at anywhere that's like a 24-hour whatever. You can stay there. I wouldn't pitch a tent, but you can park there through the night and get some sleep. Back in the glory days of Walmart parking lot camping, I've seen like, especially on the West Coast, I've been in some fucking parking lots where there was like 20 vagabonds living out of their vehicles, and maybe like even a couple of buses and RVs and stuff, and people would just like set up lawn chairs and like bring out their fucking barbecues and just like fucking tear up those fucking parking lots. Just like it basically felt like being in a fucking slummier RV park. It was so fucking fun. There's one that comes to mind. What's the city that it was by? It was in California. Fuck. Was it like Beaumont or something? I don't remember. But yeah, it was like one such situation. There was like 7 RVs, 2 school buses that actually weren't even like together. Me and my van, a bunch of other folks in like vans and cars. And I stayed there for like almost a week, flying a sign to try and raise money to get gas and fix my van. And it was like a party every night. And the fucking parking lot slave, the parking lot. That's not what they're called. Um, the security person, I guess. They would just like check in on us and make sure that we were like all good and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And then we'd like give him weed and shit, and he'd be like, "Cool, have a good day." And that was like our entire interactions. Um, oh shit, I gotta plug the fucking AC back in. I can't have the AC and the coffee maker running at the same time because it's too much power on this fucking on this outlet. Which is actually something that I want to work on while I'm here is some wiring. Actually, yeah, I pulled out the last wire that, oh my god, look at this. The fucking shit, the power shit out in here yesterday while I was working on some insulation. And yeah, that's terrifying. I'm like super glad that somebody was here when this happened because, like, yeah, that could have been a fucking fire. Look at that. And it was like near a puddle of water. Anyway, check your wiring. Rats chew through fucking electrical wires. I don't know why. That's not even the only place. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Check your wiring. Fucking rats. Let's see. Christine says, yeah, it's become ridiculous and right in the middle of a housing crisis where there are so many homeless due to outrageous rent increases. Yeah. I did used to go and park at churches because it's like, what good Christian person is going to like notice you parked there and be like, get the fuck out of here. And you can be like, well, I wanted to attend your church service today or some shit. I don't know. I've never had a problem with it. I haven't done it too many times because, you know, there's so many other places to crash out. But yeah, that's another option. And if you get confronted, you can just like, I don't know, say some religious shit and get them off your back and be like, oh yeah, you know, I love the Lord and I want to attend your church service. Yeah, I have done that. And you know, I've talked about this before, like on my Slab City live streams, but like there should be more places like Slab City where people can just exist, and there wouldn't be so much of a you know, homelessness problem. Like I make these fucking cute video titles like traveling solo, where do you go and camp? And then like, you know, you're thinking I'm gonna be like hashtag van life, like, oh, look at my beautiful little world, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, you know, we don't have to pretend here. Like, yeah, the world is fucking falling apart. And a lot of you are living out of vehicles, not because it's cute and fun and, you know, hashtag van life, but because like you can't afford to do anything else. We're not here to fucking like fucking tiptoe around about it. Like there's a housing crisis, and you know, people are finding themselves with no other places to go. So I'm not trying to talk to you folks, you fucking, you know, well-to-do, cute yuppies trying to go on hashtag adventure. I'm not talking to you fuckers. You guys can go on fucking TripAdvisor and find your next little fucking vacation spot. I'm talking to you folks out there that may have found yourself recently moving into a van or are considering the logistics of it because you can't afford to keep your house anymore, or maybe you lost your job, or I don't know. There's so many reasons why a person would move into a van or an RV and just like go places. And you know, it's nice to be able to find a place to be where you don't have to spend money to be there. That's why I go where I go, because I want to be able to exist somewhere without having to spend money, like at an RV park or like a hotel somewhere, because that's fucking mad expensive. Who can afford that? Who can afford it? Not I. Oh boy. Yeah, I ain't talking to you fucking hashtag van lifers. You can go fucking suck it. I'm sorry. Don't take that personally. If you are one of them hashtag van lifers and you got a trust fund and you feel like pretty comfortable every day not having to worry about where your next meal is coming from, go on and share the wealth, share the love. I'll change my opinion on you. If you want to drop some money in my fucking PayPal, there's links in the description to my PayPal, my Venmo, and my Patreon. You can become a monthly supporter of my fucking irate rants about being broke and homeless. Yeah, give back to the community. If you love America, fucking throw some dollarinos upon this poor person living in poverty. I mean, I'm trying to build a fucking space here that other people in poverty can use. And if you're wondering where the fuck I am, that's on a need-to-know basis. Don't worry about it. But trust and believe, I am working on something. Maybe you'll find out in the future. So make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button so that you can get notifications about new content, and maybe the mystery will be revealed to you. Oh yeah, I'm playing with a razor blade. That's what I have in my hand. I don't know. It helps me to have like a little fidget toy when I'm talking. It's probably the ADD. Actually, I'm gonna smoke some fucking pot. That is one other thing that I do like to keep in mind when I'm traveling and trying to find a destination, somewhere to be, is like, well, okay, what states are friendly to people like me? Where am I more likely to get stabbed for being visibly genderqueer? And where am I more likely to get arrested for absolutely nothing, or for having weed in my possession, etc.? That type of thing. That's definitely something that I consider. So if you're trying to figure out like, oh, will this particular state be cool for me to check out, go and look up the local drug laws and gun laws. If you're packing, you're going to want to do a little bit of like research before you go somewhere. Make sure that gun you're carrying isn't going to get you like a fucking felony or some shit, or get taken away by local law enforcement. And also, like, how friendly are people to, like, I'm white, so that's, I don't have to be particularly concerned about how people treat brown folks in different areas. That's definitely something I do look up, because I sometimes travel with brown folks or whatever. I mean, I don't feel comfortable in a place that is really racist too, because like, I don't have anything to talk to those people about. I don't have anything that I would like to share with racist people. But just because there's a lot of racism in certain areas doesn't mean that it's just like something to skip altogether, because everywhere there's people of different races, regardless of how hostile that area is to them. Like, they're there. And some of the places where there's the most like racial tension are some of the places with the richest, I guess, ethnic culture, because people have to be like more resilient and define themselves and their spaces more in really racist areas like the South. So that's, there's a lot of really good like Black culture in the South, I've noticed. Like, I don't even know what I did before eating Southern cuisine, and it's all like, recipes. All the best ones, at least, are recipes that like were created by fucking black people. So it's like, it's growing up in the upper Midwest, there wasn't a whole lot of that. Like, there definitely was like soul food restaurants. I just never really saw them, I guess. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, just because the place that you're trying to go to has a lot of racism there doesn't mean that it's not worth going to. It's just like something to keep in mind, especially if you are not white. Because, yeah, that shit's scary when you're traveling alone. I'm not going to lie. Like, I have certain privileges when it comes to traveling alone, that's for sure. But it's never safe for anybody. That's the thing. But that's not why we do it. We don't do it because it's safe. Do it because we have to, or because we want to, or both. Oh, speaking of weed, check this out. This doesn't have anything to do with the topic today, but it just tickles me pink. So my uncle is a conservative state representative in the fucking Senate in Minnesota, right? And Minnesota just recently legalized weed, and it like took me by surprise because I was like, I didn't even know that was like on the docket. I didn't know that was a bill or anything, but it was just like, oh fuck yeah, edibles and THC is gonna be available in Minnesota in like really soon now. So that's fucking awesome. I didn't see that coming. And the other day, my friend Emily, actually, she's been on the show a couple times. She texted me and was like, yo, what does your family think about your uncle accidentally legalizing THC in our state? And I was like, hold up, what? What happened here? What is that? So I like looked up an article, and sure enough, my uncle fucking accidentally legalized weed because he misunderstood what the bill said. So cheers to you, Uncle Jim. Oh my God. Proud of your legislation for once, man. Hell yeah. That made my day. I was kind of having like a shitty day that day. I was like, oh man, I was feeling like, some days you have a lot of anxiety. There was like literally nothing going on. I was just really anxious and kind of sad. And yeah, and then my friend fucking texted me that shit, and I'm just like, that turned my whole day around. Completely 180. Uncle Jim, thank you for your service to us potheads. So good. It's fucking so tasty. Num num num. So tasty. God damn it, I love it. Yeah, sidetrack. That's that brightened my day. Anyway, so yeah, Minnesota is a little bit friendlier to y'all if you decide to go and visit up there. And there's a lot of woods up there to go and be in where you're not bothering anybody. Old Hillbilly says, yep, I just got charged with a felony for camping. Fuck, dude. Where at and how? Like, what? Give me the deets, please. Damn. That's brutal. I've never heard of getting a felony for camping in Tennessee. What were you doing? Like, you have a fire going or something? I don't know. Like, that's rough. Oh, holy shit. We got some kickdowns in PayPal. Let me just shout you folks out. We got... Oh, I think I already shouted you out at the beginning. Riley Martin, but I'll shout you out again. Fuck yeah. Got a few bucks from Keisha Ruiz. Thank you so much. Fuck yeah. Ooh, I think I got fucking chiggers. I'm so itchy. My whole leg is like all bit up and shit. Ooh. That's the South for ya. P.S. I love your food. Says free camping at Pinyon Flats out here in Palm Springs, Highway 74. Fuck yeah. Good looking out. Anybody else know cool ass free places where you can pull up and park for a few days and not be bothered or rousted? Go ahead and post a response in the comments section so that other people can find your locations and they can go to places to be for free and not have to worry about being bothered. Share your secret boondocking spots, or yeah, join the Discord and share them there. But that's another way that I've found cool places too, is just like comment sections of like traveler groups and boards. People will just like name drop places they've been. South Dakota voted for legal weed and the state Supreme Court stepped in and blocked it. What? They can do that? That's bullshit. Uncle Sam says, what's up, dude? I thought you was done with these early lives. Great to see you. Well, I'm going to be real. Since I started doing live streams pretty much every day, my subscriber count has started to increase. I was kind of at a little standstill there for last month, and that was really discouraging. So seeing the increase in my views and subscribers has encouraged me to just fucking suck it up and give you guys daily content. I don't know how people do this like every day, just fucking talk all fucking for an entire like hour. Some folks do it for like 3 hours some days. I don't get it. I don't know enough about shit. Like, I guess we'll see. We'll see when I run out of fucking steam, or maybe I'll just get better at it. Who knows? Maybe there's just like some kind of shit in your brain that changes after you've talked for so many hours, and then it like rewires itself so that you can just like turn on the gregariousness like a fucking faucet and just like let it all out. I just hope that I don't do this kind of thing to people at parties now. Like, like what if I can't turn it off then? Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared for the future, guys. Terrified. But if you like when I talk at you for an hour every day, yeah, hit the like button. Hit the bell notification so that you don't miss the next one. Once I get my fucking car back, I'll be able to play some guitar for you too. Won't that be nice? You want me to have my guitar back, right? Maybe some people don't. I don't know. Maybe you're glad that I don't have my guitar to smash on YouTube, subject you to my noise. Nah, you know what? You can back out of this anytime. If you're not having a good time, you can go fucking somewhere else. I don't give a shit. Oh my god. Yeah, join my Patreon. I'm about to release a new post today. Maybe this evening. Yeah. S. Cal says, why is it I don't see the same post Corn sees? Probably because you're lagging behind the chat. I don't know. Christine says, you can camp in my yard in Florida and no one will bother you. I may take you up on that. My car is in Florida and that's where I need to go. I'm just trying to find somebody to watch my dog for like 2 days while I go and retrieve it. Uncle Sam says, I have met a lot of people throughout Europe that know about the slabs and know about you. So maybe that has something to do with it. It's 7:30 p.m. here in Germany, for example. Oh, interesting. Okay. I have a European fan base, huh? That's bitchin'. Tell them I said, hey, man. Maybe that's why I've been getting more interaction with my live streams because of the. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think of that because I was always like considering my West Coast fan base, which is like, them's my crew, them's my peeps. But also, yeah, I guess doing this time slot would be easier for people in other countries, and there's a lot of people in other countries, so yeah, that stands to reason. Good catch. That's funny. Your name is Uncle Sam and you're in Germany. That's hilarious. Dat Bang is in London, UK. Hell yeah. Arizona Traveler says, I'm getting ready to go to a camp spot for a few months in RV to Rockhound. Found an awesome place with badass rocks. Cool. Hell yeah. That's definitely something a lot of folks do, rock hounding while they're traveling. That's another good way. Like if you're into, yeah, that's another good way to find out where you want to be too. Is like if you're into plants of a specific variety, go to that place where those plants grow, and you can interact with them and I don't know, collect them, study them, use them, whatever. Because like in some places, things are really fucking expensive to get. And in other places, they're like literally like just laying around in nature and you can go pick them up. That's, that's cool. If you like rocks, there's so many different places that you can go and collect different kinds of rocks that are rarer everywhere else. But, you can literally just like go out and pick one up in a very specific location. Keisha says, I'm going to Lake Tahoe in a day. I can't wait to see the beautiful views. Oh, yeah. Lake Tahoe is gorgeous. I love it up there. I guess, yeah, it is up there because I'm in the south. Yeah. I passed through the Lake Tahoe area last year while I was driving around in King Ratchet. Good times. It's really nice there this time of year, too. Ooh. Oh, Captain Grim, I love your fucking your posts. They're so creative. Yes. Join our Discord. Go further down into the cornhole. Paleolithic text says flint mainly. Still practice the old arts. Oh, that's cool. Are you saying you collect flint? Pretty sick. I wouldn't mind a piece of flint for my pack. Actually, do I still have... I'm pretty sure I do have a piece of flint in my pack. Specifically for like, I lose my lighters. I've got like a backup lighter and a backup lighter. But, things happen. And I think I have like half a book of matches in my pack too. When you got to start a fire, you got to start a fire. And if you can't, then you could die. Arizona says, would you want a knife made of stone? Hell yeah. I love knives. I like stone too. Fuck yeah. Would gladly accept that. Leggy Maggie says, Keisha, there is free camping. The Tahoe is filled with van lifers. Best luck over on Nevada's side. Yeah, oh man, if you're a fucking van lifer, I'm sorry, maybe you're one of the good ones, but like, yeah, they're super annoying. There's nothing more annoying than a fucking white person with a fucking Instagram account that just moved into their van and talks about it like it's their whole life, even though they've only been rolling around in it for like a month. And yeah, just smugly describing tourist destinations to other white people. Holy shit. So annoying. I'm sorry. This is anyway. That's we don't, yeah, it's terrible, especially when they're driving those escape vans, the vans that look like, when you first look at them, they look like a cool hippie paint job, and then you're like, oh hey, there's some like real travelers, let's go meet them and tell them how sick their van looks, and then you like walk over and they just get all like awkward, like ugh, and and then you're like, hey, how's it going, and they're just like, ah, it's a pour. And then you look around on the back of their van and you see it's got the fucking escape logo on it. It's not their fucking van, it's a really expensive rental. Oh my god, I've done that like it took me like 3 times. The first few times I saw those escape vans, after the third time it happened to me, I was just like, okay, I'm pretty sure I can recognize one of them fake traveler vans now, and do like every time. Oh my god. It's so funny. We'll be rolling by, and somebody who hasn't seen them yet, I think there may be a West Coast thing, but somebody hasn't seen them yet, and they'll be like pointing, like, oh, that's a cool ass van. I'll be like, no, it's not. It's an escape van. It's a rental. They'll be like, seriously? Because like the paint jobs totally look like somebody's hand painted work of art, but it's like fucking screen printed or whatever. It's fucking trash. No, I'm not talking about Escape Windows. It's like, it's literally a company called Escape. It's a brand name. It's not a safety feature. It's a business. Yeah, and they look like fucking hippie vans. I hate that shit. Oh, I hate that shit. So lame. Like, if you're gonna get a rental van, don't pretend like you're fucking living out of it. Like, it's not cute to real travelers. Everybody else thinks you look like a fucking dork. Don't appropriate my culture. They're even gonna fucking gentrify being homeless. I think that's why it gets under my skin so much, because they're literally gentrifying homelessness. It's fucking despicable. It's not like cultural appropriation, it's class appropriation. They want to take all of the cool parts that poor people have, like all the cool shit that poor people have, and create to cope with being poor and shit, but like don't actually have to deal with any of the realities of being poor, um, or any of the uncomfortable parts. They just get like, yeah, the aesthetic. They steal the aesthetic of poor folks and then sell it to each other for a lot. That's class appropriation. Somebody left this fucking cool ass e-cig in here. If I don't know. I didn't see anybody using it either. It just kind of appeared in here, so it's delicious. This coffee tastes like shit. Mm-hmm. Fucking cheapest instant coffee. All right, I got 10 minutes left here. What else do I gotta? How do we find places to be? Like I said, my main concern is whether it's free and how long I can be there if I want to. Like, I'm just trying to kill as many days as I can without having to spend any money. And if you're anything like me, that's also what you're doing. Uh, so, what's other shit that people do? I guess national forests are okay if you don't mind paying for campsites, and they're cool because you can like actually be there. A lot of them are super duper cheap for a night. Like, I've been to campgrounds that had like beach access that were $8 a night, and they were super comfortable. You're allowed to have a fire there. You're not going to get fucked with, and it's like, it's very cheap vacation. Case of beer and a fucking $10 campsite. Fuck yeah! And if you're really really nice to the folks that are tending the campground. Like I've befriended a couple of like campground maintenance folks. Oh, that's another thing. Actually, you can do that too. There's I think it's nationalparks.org or something where you can actually get paid to stay at these campsites, and you just stay there for a season and like do maintenance around the campgrounds, like take out garbage and like clean shit up and just make sure nobody's like selling drugs to your campers or some shit, like tweakers haven't moved in, that kind of thing. And like you can do that and get paid for it if you're just looking for somewhere to be for a season. Then that's a pretty good job. You don't have to like work all day long. And the only downside is that you can't really like leave the park for very long, and you're like kind of working most of the time. But like that works really well for some older folks, or you know, because yeah, you're making a little bit of money. You're not gonna get like rich doing it, but you can make some money, and it's not like super hard work. Like it's mostly you can drive around in like a fucking golf cart or some shit a lot of the time. But if you're just trying to stay at campgrounds, yeah, there's some really cheap ones. And on that app that I mentioned earlier, the Free Roam app, you can see what the price is.
Charge.
Whoop. My robot speaker light is talking to me. Yeah, you can. Oh yeah, you can go on the filter that like prices the campsites, and you can find cheap ones and kind of make your plan from there. But if you make friends with the folks that are managing the campground, sometimes they'll cut you a deal, especially if you're like helpful, because they'd rather have you there and make a little bit less money than have some douchebag bros that are going to be shooting off fireworks all night camping at their spot. So that's how I've gotten discounts in the past. Just being generally cool and agreeable. That opens a lot of doors, I find. Because, yeah, if you're fun and nice and agreeable, then people want to keep you around. Or at the very least, not making a negative impact on the place. I'm just a fucking freeloading squatter. I prefer to pay as little as possible to exist somewhere. Paleolithic text says the BLM and Forest Service will sometimes ban camping and change certain rules for specific places. Yeah? Like what? They can ban... I guess, yeah, they can put up a sign that says, like, no camping, right? Like, if there's a fucking forest fire or something, I don't know. I don't think that they can just, like, change the rules, though. I don't think so. Because that's like a federal thing. The rules of BLM land. I don't remember who was the absolute American hero who fucking advocated for public lands being preserved, but yeah, whoever you are, I salute you. If anybody knows, let me know. I'm just catching up on chat here. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to closing out my 1 hour fucking word vomit here. If anybody has any questions pertaining to the subject, please feel free to ask. Also, I would like to take a moment to, a moment of reminiscing and respect to the handlebar which burned down yesterday morning. It was a really great bar, and I enjoyed my time there on many, many occasions, and it's dead now. So rest in peace, handlebar, and thanks Val and Allie for all the hard work that you did in establishing that place and the time that you spent running it, because yeah, there are a few legendary places in Slab City, and that was definitely one of them. And what I thought was really cool about Handlebar is that it it was based around like charity, like feeding people, and also that it never got into like intercamp drama until like well after you got, you know, after the original crew left. And that's really hard to do, especially downtown Slabs where there's like a fuck ton of chaos all over the place. So yeah, good job, guys. It was a really good run. You had like what, 5 years, I think. My memory is shot. It's something like that. I know it was longer than 3 years for sure. Anyway, yeah. So Handlebar was cool. It's dead now. Skate park's still there. Will they rebuild? No, the original people who established the Handlebar don't live in Slabs anymore, and none of their crew really does either. There's a number of people that are still in Slabs that had some kind of involvement with the Handlebar at certain times, but yeah. The Slabs changes every season. Places die, and I've seen actually before Handlebar was established there, I saw a different camp that sprang up, and it was actually in the skate bowl, and it was run by a bunch of swaggerts. They only lasted like literally 2 months there, and I actually brought my wrecking crew over there, and we kicked the shit out of one of their boys. But that's a different story. Those guys were fucking swaggerts. I think, yeah, they literally lasted like 2 months, but they also built like, I guess they weren't like in the skate bowl, like they were hanging out in there, and they had a bunch of shit all over the place. They had like a little clubhouse along the edge there and didn't do anything except for trash the skate park, which sucked. And before them, fucking Justin Bark lived in the skate park, and he was like, when he was nice and helpful, and he actually like helped me do some work on my van on a couple of occasions and was pretty chill. But also he had probably, I'm pretty sure he still has a fucking tweak problem, and he would also just like sometimes be violent toward people there. I think eventually he got like run out of the skate park. So yeah, Handlebar was not the first establishment to be there, and it was like kind of the best because Bark would get all fucking spun out, and then he'd hit golf balls at people in the skate bowl. So they'd be trying to like skate, and fucking golf balls would be like coming at their fucking heads. He would like aim for their heads. Like, that's so shitty. Nobody ever wanted to hang out there. Some people like that sort of thing, but anyway, let's see. Captain Grimm is posting a link to the Cheese Dog Mafia shirt. It's you gotta scroll up a little bit there now because I got behind on the chat. But yeah, go and get your Cheese Dog Mafia t-shirt, because you know the world needs to know that the true shadow government at Slab City is the Cheese Dog Mafia, which are controlled by the Slavinati. They don't want you to know, but we know. I left the Ronin like fucking 3-4 months ago now to go and secretly ride trains for a while. Now I'm trying to get it back. Might have to ride a train to go get it. Which would be cool. I was doing a little bit of research on whatever, because I don't have the fucking money to buy 2 bus tickets, and I don't have the time or like patience to sit on a Greyhound for 20 hours. I could do a 13-hour run, but it would be like mega bus to another Greyhound, and then that's like double the price of if I got the 20-hour. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to do that. It sounds kind of shit. So I might hitchhike or ride a train up to like Alabama, and then from Alabama maybe hitchhike. I don't know. Yeah, because there's no rail line currently that heads east. It got bought out like in the early 2000s, I think. So yeah, there's no train that goes just straight east. I'd have to go up first. Anyway, we're at an hour. Anybody else got any questions? Kevin Grimm posted the fuck off sticker. You should buy one, and they're not that expensive. I think they're like $7, $8 or whatever. They're cool, and buying them helps me to continue on my adventures and eventually get my fucking car back. Yeah, it's been a challenge. It's either like it's supposed to be rainy as fuck for the next like week and a half, and when it's not rainy as fuck, it's hot as hell and muggy. So yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge. And weather-wise, this is not really the place to be this time of year. That's why everybody else is fucked off. But that's also why I'm able to get a lot more shit done around here, because there's not a bunch of people to be distracting. Anyway, speaking of which, I guess I do have some things to do. Thank you for joining me for Story Hour on the Fuck Off channel. I'll see you later. I'm your host, Dick Nuts Vango. It was great, good pleasure time thing. Happy, merry Birthmas Day, America. Join us in the Discord. Okay, bye.